About 350 miles off the west coast of Africa, right in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, lies a country that didn't even exist 600 years ago. No human had ever stepped foot there. There were no trees, no birds, no signs of life. There was only fire. Underground fire that burst through the ocean floor to create 10 islands. This is Cape Verde. Let's dive into the untold story of Cape Verde. We'll explore how a desolate wasteland became a thriving nation, why it's called the Europe of Africa, and why it's home to an active volcano that's still erupting today. Millions of years ago, a massive thermal hotspot formed deep beneath the African tectonic plate. It was so intense that molten lava pierced through thousands of feet of ocean depth. Over millennia, the lava piled up to form mountains, which turned into islands and eventually an archipelago. Today, the country consists of 10 main islands and 8 islets, divided into 2 groups, Barlavento in the north and Sotavento in the south. These names are Portuguese, courtesy of the explorers who discovered them. Here's a crazy fact. The island of Fogo has an active volcano called Pico de Fogo, standing at 9,281 feet. It erupted as recently as 2014, completely wiping out the village of Chá das Caldeiras. Yet, the residents came right back to the exact same spot. Why? The volcanic soil is so fertile they can't farm anywhere else. The volcano destroys their homes, but its soil feeds them. That's the paradox of Cape Verde. Fast forward to 1456. Portuguese navigators Diogo Gomes and Antonio de Noli were sailing the Atlantic when they spotted green, mountainous islands in the middle of nowhere. They expected to find locals, but the islands were completely empty. Portugal saw these islands as the perfect mid-Atlantic refueling station for their trade routes. In 1462, they established the first settlement on Santiago Island.
But here is the dark history. Cape Verde's first society was built entirely on slavery. For the next 300 years, it served as a central hub for the transatlantic slave trade. Millions of enslaved Africans were brought here, sold, and shipped off to the Americas. Out of this dark history, a new identity was born. The mixing of Portuguese settlers and African slaves created the Creole people who make up Cape Verde today. If you had to describe Cape Verde in one word, it would be saudade, a Portuguese term for a deep, melancholic longing. You can hear this feeling in the local music called Morna. Morna is the soul of Cape Verde, slow, deeply emotional melodies that rise and fall like ocean waves. The artist who brought this music to the world stage was Cesária Évora. Known as the Barefoot Diva because she always performed without shoes, her voice carried all the pain, separation, and love of her people. As for language, while Portuguese is official, locals speak Creole. It's a unique blend of African languages and Portuguese. This blending extends to the food, too. The national dish is cachupa, a hearty stew of corn, beans, and meat eaten for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. After 500 years of Portuguese rule, Cape Verde gained independence in 1975. The story behind it is incredible, largely thanks to a man named Amílcar Cabral.
He founded a liberation movement, launching a guerrilla war from the jungles and mountains that completely overwhelmed the Portuguese forces. Tragically, Cabral was assassinated in 1973, just 2 years before independence. But his dream survived, and today, the largest statue in the capital city of Praia is of Amílcar Cabral. Cape Verde presents a massive economic puzzle. It has no oil, no mineral wealth, and only 12% of its land is farmable. Rainfall is scarce, and the population is only about 500,000. Yet, it's one of Africa's most stable democracies and has a GDP per capita more than 3 times the African average. How? The economy is built on 3 main pillars. First, tourism. It's a dream destination for Europeans. Tourism makes up over 25% of the country's GDP. Second, remittances.
There are more Cape Verdeans living abroad than in the country itself. The money they send back home is a lifeline. Third, renewable energy. The country aims to run on 100% renewable energy by 2030, and the mountains are already filling up with wind turbines and solar panels. Each of the 10 islands feels like a different planet. Santiago is the largest. Fogo is the volcano island. Sal is the sand island, named after its salt mines. Santo Anton is a hiker's paradise with green valleys. And Boa Vista is the desert island, with dunes formed by sand blown from the Sahara Desert.
Cape Verde is also a vital breeding ground for sea turtles and a winter home for humpback whales. Cape Verde is a nation born from fire, shaped by wind and salt water, and driven by its own forged dreams. Through 500 years of slavery, colonization, droughts, and famine, these people never gave up. It may be one of the smallest countries in the world, but Cape Verde proves that greatness comes from willpower, not size. If you enjoyed this video, hit subscribe right now and share it with a friend who doesn't know where Cape Verde is.